Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a really cool video for you. I gotta get this recorded ASAP, Rocky. Just put the daughter down for a nap. So let's jump right in. We got brand new Vikendi leaks from PUBG. Yes, official leaks from PUBG. Thank you, algorithm. And it's gonna be 9 key locations that PUBG is showing us. First of all, we get the whole look of the map and what looks to be a comeback BR added to Vikendi like we've seen on Tego. And then they give us a little more detailed look at 9 of these POIs in the map, and we kind of can pick out some features from those POIs. Now, before we jump into that, quick update: 52,000 G coin giveaway that I was running is officially over. I have contacted all 25 winners, but 18 of them have responded and confirmed their winning, so I'll be sending them their rewards later this evening or tomorrow. And I'm still waiting on these 7 or so other people to reply. If they do not reply within 48 hours of the original contact, I will be redrawing those 7 winners. So keep a lookout in your emails. I posted a list of all the winners already on our PUBG our YouTube community post on there as well. Now, one of the winners was a duplicate there too, so obviously I'm not letting one person win twice. I did re-roll that winner. The new winner has been notified and has already accepted their reward. So GG to everyone who participated, but if you did not win, do not fret. I do have some more giveaways coming up very, very soon. By the time of this recording, it is noon on Friday. Tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, 1 a.m. CST. So later tonight during community night, we're going to roll into Saturday at 1 a.m. We're going to be live streaming PUBG's first showcase of Vikendi. So we'll be getting in-depth gameplay and footage of Vikendi live on stream on Twitch. And they're going to be doing 10,000 G coin giveaway that they're giving me to give to my community. So that was my computer. So be there for the live stream on twitch.tv/C_dome for your chance to get that G coin giveaway. That'll be live in chat. Okay, links in the description and all that kind of good stuff. Now, with that out of the way, let's jump into these new Vikendi map sneak peeks and leaks. Follow me. All right, so first up, PUBG did officially tweet this on their Twitter. It's been officially officiated, and here is our first look at the actual map. And the first thing you see is how big the map is. This to me looks to be an 8x8 map, where Vikendi used to be a 6x6. This would be fantastic news, in my opinion, if they did broaden it a little bit and give it that big battle royale experience. Okay, so we'll have confirmation on that later tonight during the PUBG dev talk and Vikendi showcase that, again, I'll be streaming on Twitch. So this is our first look at the map, and right down here you see the little red outline in this little area. We'll zoom in more in a little bit. That area has lootable buildings. It has little markings on it, very similar to Tego's comeback arena. That's why a lot of us are thinking this is a comeback arena added to Vikendi. We don't know anything more than that. Okay, it's all speculation at this point. Now, POIs, we've got Cosmodrome, we've got Observatory, coal mine, which has been moved, Narrows, Lavini, train station, Villa, which has been moved drastically, Trika, Castle, which is kind of in a similar position, Deca Mesto, Kranik, Winery, Pavika, Naznova, Lumberyard, and Dino Land, which also got moved, and to me looks like it got shrunk down a little bit. I'm not a big fan of that because I know I love my Dino. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the little map video showcase they have here. All right, so this one's coal mine, chat. Now this one here, you can see the coal mine's actually up top on this little mountain hill area, and you have this little town coming down off the hill. But here they kind of highlight a couple of other things. The first thing that my eyes went to is this red little gondola here. Now, in my previous video, we did already outline that gondolas are moving in the video, and here it doesn't look like it's moving though. In the other video clips, the gondolas were shown moving. This could just simply be a pause and kind of like panning around in the replay mode, which is very doable in the PUBG replay system. So that's likely what it is, because all the other screenshot or videos we've seen, these have been moving, and this looks to be like another station for the gondola right here where my mouse is. That looks like a little parking spot for a gondola where one would keep going one way or the other. Maybe it just only goes that way though, because I don't see any towers here. I only see a tower here. But anywho, so you have the gondola, you got these little observatories in the ice. A lot of folks have been guessing that the ice may break in PUBG because of one of the video sounds. I don't think that's the case, but either way, we have a couple observatories here in the ice kind of scattered around, which I think is really good, because you used to be traveling across the ice, and if you didn't have enough smoke, so you didn't have a vehicle, you're pretty much dead. This kind of gives you some hard cover going across and some potential loot spots too, which could be really cool. So not much else to take away from this coal mine video or screenshot, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I think it looks great. I'm seeing a lot of snow. I'm seeing a lot of ice. I'm seeing Vikendi. It's looking good so far. All right, next up is Observatory. So this is going to be a similar concept. They just kind of do a painting around video, and it just gives you a little idea of what the compound or the surrounding area is going to look like, which I think it looks good. It looks good. It looks like a pretty decent drop, kind of like a Severny drop from Erangel. There's a couple of big warehouses, which usually have a lot of loot. You got a couple cool little buildings, look like they're multi-leveled, and this little kind of path that crosses over, I think is pretty neat, because you could potentially have, two teams or multiple teams dropping across, and you get that headshot sniper knock, and you have a kind of an easier way to push across the area, and multiple ways you have to defend from an enemy team pushing across to you. And if you look closely, you see these little orange flags here? These are the zip lines that are coming from Destin that are being added into Vikendi. So you've got multiple ways to traverse up to these buildings. You got one on this side here, you got one here, and there's maybe even others, across the other side of the buildings. A lot of ways to push the high ground, and yeah, this looks to be a cool little area to fight in. Surrounding area looks like Vikendi, a lot of snow, a little bit of tree cover, some cool little mountain areas in the back, on the back side of the hill, on the back side of the compound rather, and then obviously surrounded by a lot of water. So nothing else to really take away there, except you look really closely again, they got the gondola here again. And what I just noticed on the map is that they actually have the gondola outlined like they do have the train outlined on the old Vikendi. So take a look at this. So we're gonna go back and take a look at this guy. You see this red little dotted line right here? This is the outline of the gondola, and you can see this little box right here. This is the starting point of this gondola. So there's going to be what looks to me is multiple gondolas that go across the map. So you won't be able to hop on one and it goes around the whole map. It'll be like from point A to point B, and then another one will be from point C to point D. So if you look, you got this gondola, and it goes all the way over to this big hill to the left here, and this little box stops it. So boom, you got 1-to-1 right there. Then if you scroll down by the coal mine, you've got one, and it comes all the way over here to Dino Land. So it almost looks like you can go from like named location to named location, which is cool. And then you see this this little black dotted line. I might have to zoom in post video to really show you, but this little black dotted line here, this is the actual railroad that is still working in the game. And you can see it comes from the train station, and boom, you have the black dotted line to the railroad. So no longer does it look like a railroad goes across the whole map, which is what the old Vikendi did. This one looks like train station to coal mine, which makes sense because that's where you're going to transport, the coal that you're mining. Then gondolas, smaller gondolas to get across the map. And what I do not see on here are the big zip line towers from Destin. So they don't look to be adding all of those features, just kind of incorporating some of them. So let's keep going. Next one up is the Cosmodrome. So let's go and zoom out here. So Cosmodrome, which has been shifted quite a bit, and it's been changed quite a bit. You can see it's much smaller now from the old Vikendi, but they did still keep the same theme. So you have the big rocket launch tower. You got the rocket out here in the pad. You do have those shuttles, the space shuttles in the warehouses. So warehouse, 1, 2, 3, 4. But these are all like moved buildings. These look to be the same buildings. So if you look real close, they have the same little rooftop access, little side windows. They look to be the same, just kind of shifted, moved around a bit, and then overall less of them compared to the old Cosmodrome, which I think is not a bad thing, but they did add a few things. You got these green warehouses that look like they're from Miramar. You've got these little Connex boxes, which would be really cheeky if there was an underground bunker entrance on these Connex boxes, just like there was in the old Vikendi, even though it wasn't in the Cosmodrome. And then you have these little, whatever, shacks, barns out here in the backside. So if you don't land exactly hot, you can go there. So there you go. So pretty cool so far. I'm not a big fan of it being so far out of the side of the map personally. I do wish it was more centered, just because, you know, it's a funner when you have big POIs in the center of the map. But part of PUBG's logic is to put the enticing POIs off to the edges, which means that there's going to be, you know, less hot drops in the center of the map and more people alive throughout the mid part of the game. That's kind of their logic on that. Next up is my old favorite, Dino Land, which it actually might not even show. I think they're going to show us the lumberyard here. That's where the pin is. Yeah, they're going to show us the lumberyard. Oh well. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Dino Land looks like. It's my absolute favorite drop on Vikendi. So here's lumberyard. Definitely looks a bit different. Obviously, still little blocks of wood everywhere to get on top of. A lot of warehouses. But it does look a bit different from the old lumberyard. And yeah, is it going to be big POI? Maybe not. I don't know. The fact that the railroad kind of goes through it a little bit might be enticing. You know, maybe you land there, get some loot, and hop on a train real quick and get on out. Maybe, but I don't know. We'll see. I think the overall design of it looks cool though. I like how further south that we get in the map, there's less and less snow, which just adds a little variation to it. I'm a big fan of that. I was thinking, based on the previous leaks that they had, they're going to have a dynamic weather where maybe the snow or the land would thaw out over the course of the map. Now I'm kind of thinking maybe not so much. Maybe this is just how the map looks, and they'll have different weather modes, but not like a, you know, freezing to thawed out mode. So next up is train station. This train station, I mean, you can see, first of all, it's dead center of the map. This is going to be the new hot drop for sure. This is going to be a very good POI to contest. It's got a big center building, kind of think like New York train station, you know, Grand Central Station. Big station here in the middle, and then you've got multiple warehouses off to the side and the back, so that if you don't, you know, have a great parachute, you can still land off to the corner and get some good loot. I mean, these are big warehouses. All of these are big warehouses, so tons of loot here. A lot of teams can land, take areas, and survive. What I do not see, however, which is a little odd, no zip lines to the top of the train station, which I have to imagine is going to be a point of heavy contention unless there's just no way to get up there, which maybe there isn't. Which it's kind of a bummer, but you know, usually you want to get high ground, right? So you kind of think you want to be land on top here, get some guns, but if no guns spawn up there and there's no zip lines, then you can't get up there. Anyway, so there you go. So train station, and then of course surrounded by mountains and stuff. So whoever wins this drop can expect to turn around, look up, and then probably have some people shooting down on them. And you can look real closely. This is the train coming into the station here, or leaving, one of the two right there. So the train is still works in this map. What is actually above that? So there is a little town that maybe people could come down from to get you after train station. And a gondola is not too far from train station there too. All right, so next up is Trika, which has Villa up north. And Villa, again, used to be the hot drop. I don't think it's going to be that hot anymore. I mean, people still go because it's Villa, but it's not, you know, centrally located. So this is Trika, however you pronounce that. All right, and this looks to be a little kind of festival area. They have a little ice skate rink here. It'd be nice to know if there's any loot there. I mean, I'm sure there will be loot inside of it, but yeah, overall design of it looks pretty cool. You got a church, preach, you got a couple warehouses, a lot of the traditional Vikendi buildings. I'm thinking all that's looking good. A little town separated up above here. Is that Villa though? That close? No, that's just some little, you see right here, some little separate town, which is nice. So that means if you don't, you know, want to land extremely hot, you can pull off to this. Whoa, you can pull off to the side there and still have, you know, some decent areas to loot and come into the fight. Then this build looks like a 3-story or 4-story building here. This is probably gonna be the building to land on, because if this is, if I'm looking at that right, 3 or 4 stories with windows, that's gonna give you high ground coverage there for sure. So there you go. So that's Trika, or Trika, however you want to pronounce that thing. Then we're going to Palvika, and this is more south that we get. The snow is melting, so more of a traditional grass, greenery, and even I think water. I'm pretty sure this side is like thawed out water too. A little working windmill, some towns. Oh, I thought that was my mouse cursor. That's whoever recorded the video's mouse cursor. I was like, wait, what the heck? I'm not seeing any vehicle spawns so far. They just might not have them, you know, turned on. But I haven't seen any like snowmobiles or anything yet. I've been kind of looking for that in the snow areas. But yeah, okay, so a decent area to land. Good loot. 3 different areas you can potentially go. 1, 2, 3. Depending on how many squads are there. So that's pretty cool. Dika Mesto. and the actual pin location is on top of a big hill a little bit north of Winery. So Winery is still in. Oh, here you go. So here is the cable cars. This is our actual look at the moving cable cars, and there you go. You can see they start off here and then boom. Now what they'll probably be doing though, if this is anything like old Vikendi with the trains, is that the cable cars will go back and forth, and if there's only one on there, that's honestly not going to be that much potential. It looks like there's two though, right? One here and then one here, so maybe they kind of cross paths. So there's not going to be a lot of people on them, but the obvious question, at least for me, is okay, if you're going to have cable cars, obviously they're just suspended high above the ground. There's got to be parachute redeploy, right? Because if you do get into a cable car and you're, going from one named location to another and you get spotted, you're kind of screwed, right? Like, so you have to have a safe way to jump out. You can't just have to wait until the cable car comes into the station, because someone could just be like right behind the corner, and as soon as you step off the platform, boom, you're dead. So I'm hoping that they have added the redeploy parachutes, but again, we'll probably see more of that tonight when they actually do the reveal. I think it's a cool idea though, finally having moving cable cars or gondolas. And then last but not least, we have Kranich, and this is going to show a little bit of the comeback arena back there. So they outline the iceberg located at the south end of the Vikendi. So here you actually have, again, some more water, actual thawed out water, no snow. Probably not the best place to land. Not that many places to loot. Maybe a solo or a duo drop. I wouldn't expect to see any squads come in here. Nowhere near enough buildings. But I think the main kind of point of interest is here. The big comeback arena located off to the southeast of the map. But yeah, guys, so overall, I think Vikendi's looking really great so far. I'm loving the heavy use of snow and ice. That really brings back the OG Vikendi vibes. I like how they added the little moving gondolas as a little added feature into the map. It'll probably go like a niche feature, where it's used for the first couple weeks, and then after that, it's used very sporadically. Unless you can redeploy parachute from it and kind of float into a better location, that would be cool. I'm not seeing any of the redeploy towers from Destin, so it's still obviously some question marks left to be seen as what kind of features the map's gonna have. The two big questions for me, the ones that I'm eager to learn about tonight when they do the reveal with us, is A, what's the comeback arena looking like? Please tell me they've spend some quality time changing the mechanics of the comeback arena, and not just taking Tago's copy and paste it over, because that one is very lackluster. And B, my second big burning question is, man, let us learn more about this the snonado, the blizzard that's coming into the map. I'm really eager to see how they're implementing that, because that's just going to be a fun feature, I think, just to be in the middle of a gunfight, or knowing it's phase 3 about to go to phase 4, 5, 6, and all of a sudden you see the blizzard form. It's like, oh shit, it kind of changes the pacing, maybe changes the vibes. I don't know, we'll see. So I'm looking forward to that. I hope you guys enjoyed this little quick breakdown of PUBG's Vikendi leaks, sneaks, peeks, and tricks and tips. Like the video, share it with a buddy, get subscribed for more PUBG content. Hop by the live stream on Twitch for some free G-Coin and our first look at actual Vikendi gameplay later tonight. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you on the next video or live stream. Peace.